Hello, everyone. Welcome to Grip Lock Foundation Disc Golf Weekly Podcast. I'm Hunter, joined as always by Trevor and Konner.
Your boys.
We've got the Krokhol Open going down this past weekend. I'm wearing my merch. Shout out to the guy that gave it to me at Worlds. I don't remember your name, but you were from the course, and I was excited to watch it, and I wanted to wear this shirt all weekend, but I held out until today. So here I am.
That's impressive self-control.
This guy
You know
held
what's
out.
funny is I came in this morning wearing this shirt and this hat, as you can see on your screen, and I sat down on Facebook and I went to Disc Golf Fanatic to make sure I had all the storylines, because if I missed something, that guy always has something posted. So I was just recapping my notes and making sure I had it all, and I'm scrolling and I see a video of myself, and it was from, I'm on Disc Golf Answer Man this week, shout out, and I realized I was wearing this exact same outfit on Disc Golf Answer Man.
That was like a few weeks ago.
I think I shot it it had to be 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I didn't
it
shoot it
last week.
So I shot it 2 weeks ago. I think it comes out this week. Must have already come out.
Fun.
And I was
You know
like, how
every
funny
answer?
is that? No, he doesn't do like.
It's like advice now.
He did like a interview with me, more or less. So I did,
like,
because all the
he
questions
stole
were
my show.
all the questions were about me. So yes, I did know all the answers. I was actually,
Disc
some
Golf
of them I was
Answer
the
Man.
only one that knew any of the answers.
Whoa.
Good time, but I thought it was funny because it's like looking in a
That's
mirror, but then it
meta.
was like me 2 weeks ago wearing this exact same outfit.
Daggum.
So now I'm going to go buy a whole new wardrobe. Just kidding. We're going to go over the Krokhol Open. We're going to do a little Trevor's Trivia, do a little pick'em, and then update our top 10, because there are for sure some players missing from that. So let's go ahead and jump in. Wild weekend out at the #1 disc golf course in the world in Norway. This place is insane. It's insane. I think hole 13 looks like the disc golf hole that I want to play the most in the world.
Most of that course looks like disc golf hole I want to play the most in the world.
Mainly hole 13, just every time they do the drone flyover, I was like, that doesn't look like it should be a disc golf course.
I just want them to drop me. It does. It is like a weird little glimpse into a portal where it's like if disc golf could be, and like I'm not gonna say that the course is designed perfectly, but just from an aesthetic standpoint, if disc golf could be what we wish it could be as far as like landscape and how things are taken care of, like that looks about right.
It's so pretty.
Like it looks like
it's
like if you would ask AI to make a disc golf course that's like actually in like really good shape and manicured like a golf course, like I feel like it'd spit out Krokhol.
Yeah.
But it's real.
It's wild stuff.
Norway.
And what's the name of the last course they played? The Gates of Valhalla, but that's not the name of the course.
Yeah, I forget the name of the course. For the PCS.
That's also in Norway.
Yeah,
So I think
Norway's got
Norway on our map.
Well, it's just not even.
Get there.
It's not fair.
Fly into Oslo.
It's just not fair because over there, they don't have as many people, and so they end up with all these land. This insane land. You know, if I feel like in the U.S., if we had that land, you know, it would either be if it was a golf course, it'd be inaccessible to the likes of us, and B, it'd probably be some kind of like outdoor resort. Like
I don't know. Thunderbird Gardens exists.
Yeah, but Thunderbird Gardens is like they use about 1 square mile of land. I'm just saying, and it's a desert, to be fair. Like this land, I feel like the parks, every park over there is insane.
This isn't a park, though. It's a golf course.
But the parks too. All of it. The land that they use for any disc golf event over there is nuts.
I think
you look around it, and it's crazy.
I think that there's no people argument is flawed, because
Why is it none?
when we went to the West Coast, there's no people. We'd be driving for hours and see no one.
Yeah,
and that's where our most beautiful land is.
I guess. I guess
So I
maybe
think
what
that's
it is
slightly
is, well, sure. Maybe what it is just, let's just say the land that they're given for parks is insane, and they're allowed to build disc golf courses right through.
Yeah,
it.
But this isn't a park.
It's mainly just
There
that it's
are a lot of
manicured
parks in
so
Europe
well.
though that look also like amazing. I know that this one isn't, but
Yeah.
there are also like every time I see a disc golf course in Europe, the landscape is nuts. And to be fair, to use your West Coast example, what
Yes.
we've learned is, you know, we grew up here on the East Coast where everything looks the same. There's just some advantages to the geography in certain places.
Yeah.
Like some places just have cooler geography,
that last,
and Europe is one of them.
What was the last golf course we played on the West Coast tour? It was pretty crazy.
They had some good. Yeah, there were some West Coast places
Yeah.
that were sick. I forget what that one was called.
I forget too.
But that one was like in the Santa Cruz
Banana
area.
slug.
Yeah, shout out to the banana slug. But like, cause that's the thing too, is not only when you're on the course is it sick, but you look around and you're surrounded by just insane natural
I will say
beauty.
the Gates of Valhalla, I couldn't tell if they were drone merchants. Like, like if you're, so I don't know because I've never been there, but like if you go to New London, and you fly a drone up, you're gonna see mountains, right? Like it's gonna be like, holy crap, look at this course, this is crazy. But when you're on New London, you don't see mountains.
No.
You don't see mountains, you don't see water, anything like that. So I couldn't tell if that's what was going on because at the gates of Valhalla, now this week you could see mountains from like the tee shot clips, right? Like it was like crazy looking. But at the last one, I did have that thought because they kept going to a drone shot of just this huge body of water surrounded by these giant mountains. And I was like, holy frick, this course is an insane plot. But then every time they go back to the camera, I was like, wait a second, I don't see it anymore.
They got you.
I was like, are they like, because like
I got you there.
But maybe we should be using drones more in the U.S. Like if we're in Utah, we need to get more drones up.
Or at
looking
New
at
London, next time we'll just fly it over Smith Mountain Lake.
Yeah, it's funny. Imagine being at the fort and then it cuts to like the cityscape of Salt Lake with the mountains in the background. It's like nothing to do with the course, but we're in Utah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well,
like, no, this is at least like the course was there.
So
like it's on the other side over there. But I was just thinking like, you know, should we be more drone merchants in the U.S.?
Funny competition. We take, like we each are assigned a course in Lynchburg, and you have to take whatever scenery you can find nearby and make the sickest possible like 20-second preview. Like any course that has like one good hole, you'd basically do all your shots there, try to find the best angle.
I think the course you could make look
which
craziest.
Which course would like completely gaslight you? Oh yes,
You can make Independence look crazy. Get a drone up, you're right next to the mountains,
and then get some tight shots of like the tunnel shots and stuff like that.
You could gaslight somebody that
the
Independence was like
through.
insane.
Yeah. I think Independence would be the biggest.
It has to be.
And water.
You could probably do a similar thing at Hideaway. You could probably make Hideaway look pretty good.
Oh yeah. With the creek.
Just show the lake. No holes near it, but just show the lake.
Yeah, I think the big key is you can't let people know the surrounding area.
No.
Especially in the U.S. course. I don't know about here. Like, these courses might be really secluded.
That's what I'm saying, too.
But, like,
I
have been multiple times where, like, on the West Coast tour or wherever, where we would pull into a course and it immediately removes the majesty of it because you drive in and you're like, we're in a neighborhood.
No, perfect example.
No one ever told me there's a playground by the tee pad of hole one.
Perfect example of this. Literally, technically it's a European tour, but a bunch of golfers are playing the Scottish Open this weekend.
Yeah.
And they do a huge fly up to show the whole land, and nothing's out there. It's just old ancient houses and brick walls and grass. And I'm like, if they did that at one of these courses in Dallas, the courses themselves are pristine, but there's going to be an interstate here, 4 huge parking lots, and a Costco.
Even if you do it at the Masters.
Exactly. And like that's why like the Masters, the only reason they're able to make it so like special is because they build giant fences around the whole property.
Yeah.
Like in the US, if it's in a popular enough area, like and to be fair, like maybe this is why like some of these courses like Eagles Crossing do end up in the middle of nowhere, because at least I'll give them that credit, is like you don't get the feeling of, well, right across the street is the McDonald's. But
yeah, it is like that.
It's a real
with
give
a lot
and
of
take,
courses we've been to. It's like you have the like magic of it like in your mind of what you've seen on YouTube and on coverage and everything. And then you drive up and you're like, this is a park.
Think about Winthrop,
like everybody's
right?
just
it's a university.
USDGC was one of the biggest merchants of that for me, because like I watched coverage so much.
It's like there's a lake, there's these hay bales.
Well, like,
but like that's the arena right
even
there.
the like Coliseum hole, a lot of times I didn't get the like vibe that you like when you actually get
there. You just
there.
see a little bit.
Like you see like, we're throwing over a parking lot for this one shot.
Yeah.
Right? And you don't realize like it is so interwoven together.
Yeah.
Like when I walked up to hole 1, it like blew my mind. I'm like, wait a second. 1's here. 2's there. 3's there. Like all of this is right here. And I'm looking at hole 17 right there.
Yeah.
Like none of it made sense. That was one of the courses that like from on camera to walking in person made no sense to me. I was so lost because what I had pictured in my head just was not what the course was at all.
Idlewild was one of those where it's like you obviously you've seen it so many times and then you just drive up in this park and then
it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's just, these European courses, a lot of them, and it's probably just being an American is part of it. Like we don't see land and properties as often like this, and this one is a golf course, but I think it's just cool that there's also a disc golf course on it. And it doing some research into it, because Hunter and I were a little confused, because if you watch coverage, there is a golf green. There was a golf green that you could see a few times with a flag in it, like in use. And I'd always understood that it was an abandoned golf course. I think that's what you had too. And I went to the website and translated it. And basically, the website still claims it's on the unused back 9 of this golf course. because the other 9 is still in use. And actually, the golf course, the disc golf course, are run not even in the same organization. It's completely separate entities.
That's what confuses me.
Which is interesting because it's like, was the land donated or did they just let them on the land? That's the big question there. But so I was looking at the UDisc map trying to figure out, like, okay, does any of the disc golf course now take place on the part of the golf course that's still being used? It seemed like no, but some of the play yesterday seemed like yes.
I'm wondering if is there a Pro Tour layout that like isn't on UDisc?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too.
Because hole 18, there was an active golf green they threw over.
Yeah.
I'm like positive of it.
It seemed like it.
Definitely seemed like it.
Yeah.
Because there was even the bunker, like I've played on plenty of unused golf courses, and your bunkers aren't pristine. Because like, why would you keep a bunker pristine for a disc golf course? Because like we're not hitting out of it. But like that bunker was in perfect condition. The green was like mowed with a flag in it. Like it was definitely interesting.
So I think there needs to be, at this point, we can at least say that Krokhol is like golf course adjacent, right? It took advantage of land that was terraformed for the use of golf. So like, do we need a separate list on UDisc, like disc golf courses top in the world that have nothing to do with the golf course, and ones that do? Who ends up on top?
Maybe.
Who ends up on top now?
But let's get into the actual golf that went down. On FPO, we had Holland Hanley taking it down with Cadence, Ella, and Silva all coming in second. Cadence came out the gates hot with a 7-under round 1 and finished with 7 birdies in a row to get there. She was even going into the last 7 holes and then birdied out. Unfortunately, round 2, she shot 12 strokes worse.
Yeah.
With a 5-over to end up 9 strokes back of Holland and Silva in the lead. So Holland and Silva basically just played 2 solid rounds. I think Silva went 4-7, Holland went 5-6, something like that, to open up to get to 11 under. And it seemed like, because they were a few strokes clear of the field.
6, I think.
And they seemed like they were just going to battle it out in the final round. Cadence ended up kind of getting her name into it a little bit because she came out the gates on fire. She ended up shooting a course record 9 under par with a bogey on 18. I believe the bogey was on 18, but she was at 10 under at one point towards the very end. So she shot a course record 9 under, but that wasn't good enough. It only got her to that 11 under, which was the tie for second. Kristen also could have very easily found herself in this thing if she could just putt, but unfortunately her struggles continued and she could not.
The C1X was...
Did you look at her C1X percentage yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Was it like...
Wait, let's let Konner guess. When we just said
C1X percentage.
Kristen putted shockingly bad for Kristen. What do you think her C1X putting percentage for the whole tournament was? Not just one round.
I'm going to go 45%.
Wow.
Mighty close. 43%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very close.
Yeah.
So
terrible.
Bad. So
terrible. Evelina would have made 25% more putts than her.
Literally lost the tournament on the putting. Like it's
yeah,
so
and what's
cut
crazy
and dry.
is so those
she
40,
lost by like 5.
It was 43% for the whole tournament, Kristen, which led to that is 16 strokes. Am I right there? Yeah. 16 strokes inside the circle.
And she threw it well.
For the whole tournament. But what's wild is if going into the last round, even with 43% for the whole tournament, in the last round, if she just made 8 of her putts or whatever it would have been, instead of, she made 5 for 12 in the last round. So if she would have just went, double 84%, which I feel like is more typical, she'd have been right in this thing. Even with, because she finished at 10 under, she would have been tied for the lead if she just made her normal putting percentage in just one of the 3 rounds. So she could have still sucked the first 2 rounds and then just been like putted fine the final round, and she would have been tied for the lead.
The putting
that's crazy.
The putting yips will find anybody. Like it's so true that like no matter who you are, like, and because like I've even seen like guys like Corey Ellis this year have some putting struggles. Like it doesn't matter how good you are at putting, they will find you.
Yeah,
you will get the yips.
She's
got him bad.
It's crazy because we were talking about this on, I think it was on Tour Life, of like, can we trace this all back to Sprinkle Valley hole 18? And you mightily can come close. Yeah. Because that's kind of when
damaged.
like her confidence, what's going on now is Kristen is still Kristen, right? Like she can still be the best player. I mean, her this weekend shows it. Like she fixed her throwing. If she just putts, like it's not unusual for Kristen to putt 82 to 84% C1X. And if she does that, and that would literally mean making twice the amounts of putts that she does, she would win this tournament by almost 10 strokes.
Yeah.
And like, that's Kristen. That's the Kristen that we
crazy.
kind of known for a while, right?
You know, maybe she was trying. Hot take. Maybe she's seen Evelina have success and thought, I'll just stop putting as well and just see if that works.
But what was tough is like in the final moments down the stretch, like she would have putts that I was like, if she makes this, she's only 3 back with like 6 to go or something. I forget the exact what the putts were exactly for.
She's not making any of them.
But it was like a 20-footer, or even I think it even comes to 16. I think she still would have had like a chance at it, because I think she would have only been within a few if she birdied 16, because she was going to take 3 on Silva if she birdied that hole, and like she would have been right there in it where she would have. You know, Holland would have had to help her out on 17, 18, but we've seen it happen before. And she just had like a 15-footer, a 20-footer, if even, and just clanked it. Like last week or a few tournaments, for the past few tournaments, there's at least been like she's missing left side and, you know, she's chaining out. She's hitting enough chains that like you could be like, oh, that could have caught, whatever. But like she was kind of all over. I mean, she had some birdie putts that she was airballing to where like there's no way to even make the comeback.
I'll tell you what's going to really be sign of the times is if she gets rid of the straddle putt. Like if it gets so bad, if we see the day that it gets so bad that she goes to a stagger putt, that's when you know it's trouble.
That's when you know it's trouble.
That's
like that's trouble.
So it'll be interesting to see. We're obviously going into 2 majors. I think that's gonna be a very interesting storyline.
I think everybody else has to be super relieved that like this is where Kristen's heading into this 2 major stretch. I mean, if you had to ask me right now, is Kristen going to win either of them? I think I would just say no outright.
Yeah.
Because I think Evelina has to win one of them. And then I like the field versus Kristen. Like I don't think she's going to win either of them.
Yeah. Now
probably win both now.
Meanwhile, Silva and Holland were kind of going blow for blow back and forth, and it really came down to hole 16. Yeah. Silva went OB and then failed to get up and down from the drop zone, which led to a double bogey and pretty much took all the stress off of Holland going into the final 2 holes. Yep. I mean, she still could have thrown it away for sure, but she all of a sudden had, I believe at that point, a 3-stroke lead, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she was up 1.
She was up by 3 going into 17 and 18. And those holes, like, there is some separation to be had, but not that much.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, there's just not that. Like, really, the biggest thing is if Holland would have missed the upshot on 17.
Right, and then the tee shot on 18.
And tee shot on 18, which even for FPO...
Yeah, not even...
Some of them weren't even going for the second island.
It's not
the second landing zone there. So... pretty stress-free walking it in, so Holland's able to take it down by 4 strokes when it's all said and done. It also sucks, you know, whether you think it sucks or it's great for Cadence, I can't quite tell that she was able to, like, she only lost by 4, and she shot 5 over round 2. Her other 2 rounds are a 7 under and a 9 under, so, like, if the girl shoots 1 under round 2, she wins this thing. Mm-hmm. So, like, that is encouraging.
No Robbie C.
That's encouraging going into the majors, but also discouraging because, like, she's still a kid. So there's still, like, was round 2 just simply the pressure got to her and the wheels fell off? Was it a wind situation? I don't think so, but, like, because, I mean, it played plenty scoreable for everyone else. The next time you have to find someone who shot +5 or more, you have to get where players were over par before they were doing that. So it's a very interesting storyline because Cadence still came in second. She's still emerging. And what we're seeing here is a lot of players, which I'm sure we could look at if we really analyze Holland Hanley. I'm sure there's plenty of strokes Holland left out there. But this tournament, when you're looking at Cadence, Kristen, Silva, there are some glaring mistakes that are like, if they just fix that, they win this tournament. And that's a really good spot to be going into majors where it's like, we have so many players that could win week in and week out that, like, who's to say they don't fix it going into the major. Kristen's putt doesn't all of a sudden start falling. Cadence doesn't all of a sudden hold on for a few rounds. And then, because also, if you have one more round of this could also be electric. You know, Cadence gets hot and keeps coming in. So, very exciting going into the majors. But Holland, this was her first win on European soil. Yeah. So, you know, another thing off her bucket list. She just keeps racking up wins. And, big win for Holland. Now, over on MPO, we have yet another first-time tour winner taking this one down this season with Benjamin Callaway. Ended up in a 3-way tie between Ben Callaway, Jakub Simmerand, and Mauri Vilman.
Thought it was going to end up being like 8.
It could have been like a 5 or 6 man playoff. But
so many people.
So Ben came out the gates hot with a 9 under round 1, held on to the lead with an even better 10 under round 2. And you kind of knew if he played like that again, the tournament was his, because I think he had like a 3-stroke lead going into the final round. But if he slipped up, he had some of the best players in the world nipping at his heels. And unfortunately, that's exactly what he did coming out the gates. He shot even on the front 9, which allowed so many players to get into the mix. I mean, at one point, I think there was literally 10 or more players within a stroke or two, with plenty of golf left for all of them to get into the mix.
I think there had to have been 8 people at 21 under at some point.
I think it was 6. I think
was
6 was the.
I just know the leaderboard was chock full of it.
So coming down the stretch, that's what we start to see is the number 21 under or 22 under seemed to be about the pace. Like some players could have got to 23, Gannon Buhr being one of them, but it felt definitely like it was an inevitable playoff. It was one of those situations where it's like no one's getting away from this group. Someone is tying them, right? Gannon Buhr was at 21 under, and if he went birdie on 17-18, he could have got to 23 under and really put pressure on lead card because it would have knocked a lot of players out of contention and made Ben and Ricky and other guys on lead card have to really make some moves to get to that 23. Unfortunately, he messes up his upshot on 17, which led to a bogey, so then he knew the position he was in. He wanted to get to 22 because he felt like that could get him in a playoff, so he went for the eagle on 18, which he threw one of the farthest shots I've ever seen. Unfortunately, just in the complete wrong direction. You know it's a bad shot when the chase card or the catch cam feels like they're zoomed all the way in and you can still barely see the disc.
Yeah, I like
as it's like sailing by it. And I was like, that is either so far that the catch cam was not ready or that is so far in the wrong direction. And then as he zoomed out and I saw the crowd in the green, I was like,
nowhere
holy
near
crap.
it, yeah.
That disc, he must not have thought that disc was going to turn because that thing turned and rode into like the vendor village. So he shot himself out of it. And then you finally had Mauri Vilman and Jakub Simrad get into the clubhouse at 22 under, making it where Kyle Klein and Niklas Antila were on the outside looking in. They could only be at 21. And Ricky and Ben Callaway just had to birdie hole 18 to make a 4-way playoff. Ricky steps up, shockingly shanks what we learned over the next hour and a half is a very routine shot off the tee of hole 18. Knocks him out of it, leaving Ben Callaway from lead card to get into this playoff. Now, the playoff. For some reason, they decided to make hole 18 on repeat the playoff hole for this event, which, terrible decision. Possibly the worst choice. What I'm thinking, because it almost came into play for FPO, and when I heard FPO was going into a playoff, my mind immediately went to the Cole Redallen walking off the course situation. Yeah. And I was like, I wonder what holes the playoffs are going to be. And they said hole 18 repeating. And I immediately thought, like, oh, that makes sense. I bet they don't want FPO to go block up the whole course going back to hole 1.
Right.
And so I'm wondering if that's what this decision came from, is like, oh, we need a playoff situation that could work for both divisions. I heard on coverage that they were talking about, like, these are such quick turnarounds that the course was possibly already getting torn down, the front 9, by the time they finished hole 18.
It may have been.
Terrible reasoning to not have the best holes be a part of a playoff. Regardless, their decision, which I think they now all realize is a terrible decision, was to play hole 18 on repeat.
Well, I think a big part of it is I think they thought it was going to be a good playoff hole. And the commentating team mentioned it, but early in the tournament, more players were struggling with that hole. And then later they started dominating because they kind of just started figuring out, oh, we just kind of chip. Because the problem is...
Well, I think earlier there might have been more wind.
Well, there was. But I think a big issue was I think they expected the possibility of people... Like, the way that hole should play out, it should play to where you have a chance to go for eagle.
Correct.
But the green is so small.
It's so far away.
So far that, like, there's just no reason. And, like, those two guys... Like, you know it's bad when the two guys in the playoff, so many holes in, are just, like... putting their feet on the ground and like, there is no way I'm willing to lose this tournament by throwing the exciting shot here. Like, I'm not going to be that guy. And
what's funny is I kind of had the thought of like, this could last forever when they first walked up to the tee, and then Mauri Vilman goes OB
right away.
And I was like, you know what? Maybe this is going to be like... I
kind of was like, no, the tee shot maybe has some teeth because Rick and Maury both threw OB.
But then you learn if you just go over stable disc, either flat or on hyzer,
just don't flip it.
And just don't let it flip.
Yeah.
You have an eternity of room. Because we even saw...
so much room.
In like round 3 or 4 of the playoff, I don't even remember when it was, Jakub Simrad saws it off on hyzer. And you're like, there it is. There's a mistake. That's easily OB. The dude was safe by like 20 feet.
Yeah, that was...
He had so much room left.
That's the thing, too, is this hole really doesn't need tuned much. You just have to make the landing zone smaller, because there were like, typically if you, especially in disc golf, you're watching a hole on repeat, you start to kind of learn what the good shot looks like when it's in the air. You see it go wide and you go, yep, that looks right. Or you see one way left of the mark or right of the mark, and on the Pro Tour you can a lot of times be like, ooh, that's going to be in trouble. I mean, we saw some shots come out way left a couple times and they would still land in, like you're saying, and that's when it's like, okay, we need to.
Well, what sucked was
we need to tighten it up.
By like the third go round, you realize like basically what is going to decide the playoff is what ultimately decides the playoff of like someone's gonna miss a short putt. Like that's really the only way this is gonna end.
Yeah.
And with all these guys have done, how impressive it was for them to get to the playoff, and all the impressive golf all weekend, it made the win look not impressive.
Yeah.
Because what's the last memory is we watched, if you count the time like Chase Card playing it, which is when Jakub and Mowry played it, and then Lead Card, and then the playoff, we on coverage watched it 7 times in a row straight, that hole. And by the end of it, I was sitting at home thinking like, I think I could do this. I think I could go chip hyzer, chip. I might not be able to. Ben Callaway throws very far. Jakub Simmerod throws a lot farther than me. But sitting at home, it looked like the most routine, easy shot of all. They were playing. The other thing is they needed 3 discs to complete the hole because they used the same disc off the tee shot as the second shot, and they threw a putter in and they putted, and that was it. And then they just did it over and over and over and over again. And the only reason it ended was poor Jakub Simmerod missed like a 20-footer. I'm starting to wonder if maybe he was like, look, I got a major to practice for, get to. I'm kind of sick of this thing.
Yeah.
And he just, I don't know. But I felt like it kind of sucked from the sense that like we had the number 1 course in the world, one of the most gorgeous disc golf properties in the world. You have a great finishing stretch of 16, 17, 18, where even if we play those 3 holes on repeat, like at least that causes some drama because 16 we saw players struggle with. 17 you have a tight island green, and then 18 obviously was a pretty routine hole, but like if you go 16, 17, 18, you're only seeing it once out of every 3. Like it would have been fine. Or even if you go to 1 and start from there on, like there was so many other better options that I really was disappointed that we just played 18 over and over and over and over again because it really took all the wind out of the sails.
Yeah.
They're like when Ben won, which this is the biggest moment of his career. He's been on tour for so long. I didn't even feel excitement. I just felt like, gosh, finally I can turn this off.
It was
is what it felt like.
It literally was a marathon. I was too. I was just like, please somebody throw it far enough away that you're gonna miss. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so sick of it.
Yeah.
There was nothing new.
No.
Yeah.
They were throwing the same discs on the same shot.
I need a notification set up that it'll just alert me when somebody throws a shot that isn't perfect.
I think that was also the problem is the first and second shot were the exact same shot.
So boring.
To where it was just a hyzer. But yeah, I don't know. Like repeating a hole for a playoff, I don't think it's always a bad idea, but it is one of the worst ideas in which you're in the possibilities of playoffs. Like when you have the opportunity to do an aggregate playoff, you have the opportunity to do a loop of holes. You know, they had a golf cart. It's not like hole 18 was like, oh, the green is like it's a dog leg and you just walk 150 feet back to the tee. No, they had to cart. It took like 10 minutes basically between they tapped out on 18. Let's get in the golf cart and drive them back up this mountain before they throw again.
Yeah.
So it's not like it was like you could have got them on that golf cart anywhere on the course. Like when you have like all these different options, just starting on hole 1. Because repeating a hole in general is a bad idea, in my opinion. But then repeating a hole that I would be like, what was the actual stroke separation throughout the weekend? Like, it couldn't have been much.
Like I said, I think earlier on it was okay, but
yeah, hole 18 averaged 0.13 under par. You had 60% of the field making birdie, and then 15% made par, 13% made bogey, 13% made more.
That's what I'm saying. In theory, it showed up okay, but I think that was a lot of the earlier rounds.
This is round 3, but it might have been earlier cards.
Oh, but yeah, maybe then, yeah.
But the other problem is like there was no going for the win because I think the final round there was one eagle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was psycho.
It was Ezra Aderhold throwing in. He threw in his approach shot.
Yeah. That was the. I mean, people were able to get jump putts.
Yeah.
So like there was that.
But that's the problem is like if you went for the eagle, you were throwing your tournament away.
Right.
And it was like neither of them are willing to do that. Because would it have been sick? Absolutely. If he executed it, and it would have been electric. It would have been incredible. But like, that's the stupidest play because it's basically like these are routine shots. I just need to trust that I can last longer than you throwing them, and I'm just going to keep doing it.
Right.
And that's what it led to. So pretty disappointing finish to the tournament, but it is very exciting that, you know, overall the tournament was awesome. It produced great golf that led to a moment where we had a 3-way playoff, and then Ben Callaway got his first Pro Tour win, which we just talked about him a few weeks ago when it was like, I forget who dominated him. It was like, what a terrible time to play the best golf. And he came in second.
I I forget.
I can look it up real
Was
quick.
it not Gannon?
It might have been Gannon. It feels like a Gannon.
Was that whenever Gannon was above the rest of the?
I think it was when
field
Gannon
by like
shot
12 strokes.
Gannon's best tournament of all time.
Yeah.
It was.
Because wasn't Gannon ahead by like 12 strokes or something?
We said Ben Callaway. What a terrible time to choose to play. Well,
I don't think we did.
We definitely did, but he definitely did not come in second. It was Corey Ellis. It was Corey Ellis.
Yeah.
We said it was Corey Ellis. What a terrible time. It might have been Preserve. It was Preserve. Gannon beat him by 11. Yeah. It was Corey Ellis.
Callaway's a very good player. I mean, his putting was lights out.
What's funny is I don't know if this is going to be true, but we have so many first-time winners, and I think most of them are fine. But let's look at Callaway. Ben Callaway currently is in 25th, but like with so many first-time winners on tour, because like Mauri Villman, let me see if I can find him. This might be a situation where, like, Mauri Villman's at 44th, but has a Pro Tour win. Yeah. So this is going to be a situation where we get to the end of the year, and there's going to be some players probably outside the Tour Championship cut line that have Pro Tour wins. Because, like, Callaway's only 3 spots away from being outside the cut line with a win. Mm-hmm. And that would make 2 players outside the cut line with a win if he fell.
It's definitely part of it. You're not safe on those last few spots.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see for sure. But congrats to Ben Callaway. Very well done. Great tournament overall. And, we learned a lot about what works in playoffs. The final thing I want to talk about from this tournament is Kyle Klein made this post that I thought was pretty funny. He posted on his story just a picture of the basket and said, this is after, I believe, round 1, said, new disc golf park baskets are still bad. Thumbs up emoji.
Well, he putted horribly.
Well, it's also...
He should have won the tournament.
What's funny to me is he's sponsored by Discmania, and Disc Golf Park is Discmania.
They are tied in a way.
Like, I think these are Discmania baskets.
Yeah, I don't know how directly Disc Golf Park and Discmania are still tied, because I think it's I think it was more of a UC thing, Disc Golf Park.
That's what I was gonna say.
And so I don't know.
But does Discmania make baskets?
I don't even know. The Disc Golf Park thing's always confusing, because to me they just look like disc catchers. But Kyle Klein legitimately should have won the tournament. Like, he putted so bad.
Disc Golf Park is the name of Discmania's course design concept.
Yeah. So that is funny.
So it is.
He was real frustrated then.
Yeah, he like posted that, and I was like, yeah, Disc Golf Park. Let me see if Discmania is on their About Us page. It used to be. Yeah, Disc Golf Park by Discmania. Oh yeah, it's literally called by Discmania. That's the whole website. So yeah, the Disc Golf Park are the Discmania baskets. They're also the baskets that were just posted that are going to be used at Worlds. So tough scene for Kyle Klein at Worlds.
I guess we'll write him off.
Might not. I did see Adam Hammes commented on Facebook something about like pretty much every basket's going to look bad if you throw spike hyzers into it.
Oh!
Let me see if I can find the exact. It was on Disc Golf Fanatic, so it'll take me 2 seconds to find it. Assuming I can load with our Wi-Fi. Let me see here. Disc Golf Fanatic. Because I read it, I was like, oh boy, we got shots being thrown. But now I want to directly quote him.
I love it when they go after each other's putts like that. That's funny.
That's funny.
Let's see here. Disc Golf Fanatic. Scroll down. I'm going to have to scroll a little bit because this dude posts literally everything that happened to the disc golf world, which I greatly appreciate, again, because it means when I'm finalizing my grip lock notes, I have somewhere to double check I didn't miss something shocking, because that does happen from time to time.
Just make sure you audibly say everything you're doing so the audience isn't missing out.
I'm scrolling on Disc Golf on Disc Golf Fanatics Facebook page. Don't worry, audience. I don't know if this is the post. I don't think this is the post. Let's see. There's another one. Where did he post it? Here we go. Adam Hammes. Well, yeah, putting on spike hyzer will spit out more. ... Got him. That was the post. That was the comment back. So, daggone, ladies and gents. Any other takeaways for you going into the next major this upcoming weekend, Trev? Just want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. Grow a beard.
Poof. I'm still Trevor, but much better looking.
Trev had to step out to be with his wife super quick, so we're going to finish the episode, the two of us. I just asked Trevor if there's any takeaways going into Worlds.
Don't ask me the same question.
I think, looking at it, Ezra Aderhold's game still looks good. Niklas Anta looks dangerous. Gannon Burr could have won this tournament. Ricky Still don't think Ricky's going to win, mainly because he could have won this tournament and just threw OB on what was a very routine upshot. Sullivan Tipton still looked good. So I think it's basically what we have known, we still know going into the next two majors, if that makes any sense to you. Like, there wasn't anything that's like, oh, I expected this player to play really good. They played really bad. So we'll see. Well, I'm definitely excited to head into, back-to-back majors. So Trevor's trivia time. It's time for the fan favorite segment. I forgot I did an intro for this. It's time for a fan favorite segment. Trevor's trivia right after these messages.
Thomas's trivia.
Don't worry, ladies and gents. Trevor airdropped me his trivia question.
So we're not coming up with anything. Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask Konner.
Oh no, it was just a Sporkle quiz.
It's not a Sporkle quiz. Don't worry. I have questions.
All right.
So we're gonna play a game. You have to tell me which is older, a celebrity or the disc.
Okay, this is fun.
So I'm going to give you the celebrity and the disc.
Okay.
And you tell me which one's older.
I like that. That's fun.
All right.
So they're all going to be relatively young celebrities.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
I mean, have to be.
So this first one here is Taylor Swift or the Innova Cobra.
I think Taylor Swift is 28. No, she just turned 30. I think she just turned 30. The Cobra?
Mm-hmm.
Am I on crack? Who makes the Cobra?
Innova.
Oh, yeah. Because there's the King Cobra and there's the Cobra. Well, I mean, definitely. Well, I don't think the Cobra is older than 30 years old. What year is it? 2025? What year was that? I don't think it was made in the 90s. I'm going to say Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift's older?
Yeah.
The Cobra is older by 1 year.
Really?
The Cobra is 37 years old, and Taylor Swift is 36. She was born in 1989.
Oh, duh.
Hence the album.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I didn't think about that. That's funny. I guess I just thought it was her birthday recently, I think, like at some point this year. And I thought it was like a big deal that she was turning 30 or something. But yeah, she's definitely much older than that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay, next up, we have...
Dang, she's low-key old.
We have LeBron James versus the Innova Shark.
I've got no idea how old LeBron James is.
LeBron James.
I'm gonna say LeBron James is older.
Correct.
Okay.
LeBron was born in 1984, and the Innova Shark was in 1989. So LeBron has it by 5 years.
Oh, the Shark, Taylor Swift, same birthday.
LeBron is 40.
How did I not think about that? I'm embarrassed.
LeBron's 41, still playing basketball.
Dang, that's pretty
crazy.
impressive.
Very impressive. Okay, next up we have Mr. Beast versus the Discraft Express.
I think Mr. Beast is around my age. I have a friend who had a friend who was friends with him.
Oh.
And they were like kind of like adjacent friend groups in Greenville. So I'm guessing that he's around my age. So what was the disc?
The Discraft Express.
I think the Express is older.
Mr. Beast is 2 years older. Dang. Me and Mr. Beast have the same birthday. Not the same birth year.
Okay.
But May 7th.
He's
He's 1998.
Okay, so he is exactly my age.
The Express is 2000.
Wow, he's like really close to my age. If it's your birthday.
He's a few days off from you.
Yeah, because you're May 7th?
May 7th.
Yeah, and I'm May 2nd.
Yeah, 5 days. So you're 5 days older than Mr. Beast.
He's born in Greenville. I was born in Winston-Salem.
Okay,
close, though.
Very close. That means you had a 5-day head start. If you would have started YouTube the same time into your life as him, you'd be 5 days ahead of him.
I could have finished counting to 1 million before him.
You could have by 5 days. Dang. Imagine how different your life would be.
Wow.
You would have counted to 1 million by now.
I'd be so sad and depressed.
We have Justin Bieber versus the Innova Whippet.
Justin Bieber, I don't know how old Justin Bieber is.
Biebs.
But the Whippet is an old disc. I know that. I'm going to say the Whippet's older.
Correct, by 2 years.
There we go.
1992 was the Whippet. 1994 was Justin Bieber.
Okay.
I have 2 more of these. I don't know where you're at score-wise.
I don't either.
Okay, well, let's just look. You got the first one wrong.
Yeah,
so 0-1. You got the second one right. 1-1. What'd you say for Express versus Mr. Beast?
I said I got that one wrong.
Okay, so you got 1 wrong, 2 right. So you have 1 point. 1 point.
I'm embarrassed by the Taylor Swift one. She's the only person of all these people that I knew what year she was born because an album.
Next, we have Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, versus the Gateway Wizard.
I think the Gateway Wizard is older. I think Mahomes, he's pretty young, right? He's like 24.
No.
25. No. But he's young. I think he's younger than me though. Is he not? I think Mahomes is older.
Mahomes is older than the Gateway Wizard.
How old is he?
He was born in 1995, so he's only got us by a few years.
Oh, okay.
The Gateway Wizard is 2002.
I feel like we were watching the Super Bowl, and I found out he was younger than I thought. Apparently not that young.
You're 2-3 to go 500 here. To be 3-3, you have to get this one right. We have Millie Bobby Brown versus the Discmania P2.
Okay, Millie Bobby Brown. She's young. I don't know how young. But I'm gonna give her early 20s. The P2's not that old. I think that Millie Bobby Brown is older.
Correct. She was born in 2004. P2 was born in 2007.
Okay.
So you went 3-3.
It's fine.
Not bad.
I feel fine.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed by the Taylor Swift one.
Yes, you shouldn't be. Well, would you have known the Cobra? If you knew 1989, would you have said the Cobra was older than 1989? Because you said, I think it's in the 90s.
I would have said Taylor Swift was definitely older.
Yeah, the Cobra was older.
Wait, wait.
You said Taylor Swift was older.
I said Taylor Swift was older.
The Cobra was in 1988.
The Cobra's old as frick. Holy crap.
Yeah.
No, I would have never. Okay, yeah, I still would have gotten it wrong. Because I would have never guessed the Cobra was that old.
Yeah. I think you ended up at the same place you would have ended up. You just had all the years mixed up.
Yeah, you're right.
Pick'em versus Tour Life. We went head to head with them on Tour Life, and unfortunately, we still lost 5 points.
I like that little graphic.
Yeah, Edwin makes them. So I've discovered that they kept our picks the same while we didn't make picks because we got stuck in Charlotte before Des Moines. And then we hadn't made a European pick all season long. We weren't doing any European tournaments.
Okay.
And they randomly decided to do the PCS Open and never told us.
That's kind of messed up.
So they kept our points. So this whole thing's a sham now.
Yeah, that's
but
messed up.
In fake points, they're up by 142. So we'll keep track of them. Again, when you divide that by their 1,000-person live audience and their 2 statisticians, we're kicking their tails. So I feel a little bad for them. But here you go. Pick them where the points are made up and the events don't matter. So there you have it. We were going to do our top 10, but I feel a little bad doing it without Trevor. Should we still just send it?
I'll just push it off a week.
Should we just push it off a week?
Yeah. We haven't pushed it off in a while.
That's
I feel
true.
like that's not really like
well, I
us.
think who we were really missing was Calvin Heimberg. He went 6th, 7th, 9th going into Krokhol, and we didn't have him in our top 10, but he just came in 28th. So I need to have Trevor's opinion on what to do with that.
It makes sense.
The Calvin fans
He'll probably suggest some kind of ghost of sorts.
The Calvin fans were at us in the comments, but we also had Adam Hammes just went 52nd, and we just put him second in the world. So he definitely's got to get dropped. So big changes coming to the top 10, but we'll just let the major happen, and we'll update it in between major and worlds.
I think that makes sense.
So we'll have a pre-world's top 10 update. So we have our preview show coming up this week, though, on the European Disc Golf Festival major that's going down. It's going to be super exciting. They did lay turf, Con. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh.
So they've and by turf, I mean sod.
Oh.
They sodded the fairways.
That's
so
cool.
It's just interesting to see. It's only on a few holes. So we'll see as the practice round videos start coming out this week how it's taken root, if it's taken root. Brody's concern on Tour Life was laying sod on thick mud won't go good.
Right before a bunch of people are
They laid it
walking on the course.
probably about 7 days before the first practice rounds.
That doesn't sound like what they instruct you to do with sod.
Correct, but pretty much the only option. So
Might be
it
cool.
looks fantastic currently.
Yeah, it might be cool.
We'll see if players are slipping, if it's going to be like when I believe Trevor called it like we've all ran and jumped on a carpet on hardwood before. So we'll see if that is what's going on or if it's better. We'll definitely find out.
I'm really bummed because I know this means that we can't do Sod Select, but
I think we still send it.
I was really
just so we
ramped up
know.
for today.
Just so we know.
What happens if I were to get it? What happens? Does it still count?
I'm gonna let Trevor decide that because that's way more fun.
Yeah, I agree. I'll go with it.
I think we gotta at least guess.
I'm fine with the controversy.
We should have had Trevor
Silas
submit
put
a
in
guess.
so much work picking that
he
out.
selected it. Speaking of so much work, this past week we did our Imposter reality series. Obviously, we won't do any spoilers, but I'll let you know a few things. They stayed in the Ripped Revenge Ranch, so they all stayed together. I think that created some more tight bonds.
This year was different. Than
that
last
there
year.
was a lot of drama in the midst of, because it's a reality show at the end of the day. So I think I'm really excited for it'll air late October, early November. Obviously, y'all are gonna have to wait a little bit to see it, but that also gives us plenty of time to really put time, energy, and effort into it. So we're super excited about it. I think it went phenomenally. Appreciate all of you who came in town for it. You can probably already put some pieces together because there's been a lot of content that's been coming out. We also have more content coming out this week with some of the contestants from the show. So it's not really a secret who's on it. You'll start to see all that stuff. Excuse me. Good night. You'll start to see all that stuff kind of coming together. But we're super excited for this year. And that's also why we're super tired. But anyways, our sleepy minds can see into this bag of selection from Silas. And it is
I think I'm getting Wraith.
What would Silas do? If I were Silas.
It's not a Wraith. That was a bad pick by me. I didn't want to win this weekend.
I think Silas is also tired.
Yeah.
So I think he just walked out and just grabbed something. So I'm going to go Prodigy F9. The bag feels too heavy for me to be right, I think. F9s are very light. It's Predator, that guy.
Dang, man.
He's good.
He is good.
He knows ball.
He is good.
Predator is fantastic disc. One of the most underrated discraft molds on the face of the
They
planet.
had some... Discraft really went through a phase where they had some questionable names, eh?
What do you mean? It's a lion. This used to be like their only fairway driver, funny enough. I don't know if you remember the Nate Doss days where he was hyzer flipping Predators.
I remember him throwing Avengers.
And Avengers back then, too. Yeah.
You don't ever see Avengers anymore. You see Avengers
Avengers discontinued. They don't make them.
Yeah, why? I guess
I would imagine something happened to the mold.
I feel like they're pretty similar to the Predator. Like a
A
regular
little less
Avenger.
stable, I think.
Really?
It's honestly probably pretty close to the Vulture.
Oh, that makes sense.
But I don't think they would have... I'm assuming something happened to the Avenger mold. Because I don't know why they would have put it out of production, because it felt great. It fits the bill of a lot of what players are looking for. I mean, when Paul came in...
It's very similar to a Vulture.
When Paul came in, he made the Onyx, which I think was probably basically the Avenger.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what happened to the Avenger, but
Goodbye,
there you have
Avenger.
it, ladies and gents.
This episode is dedicated to the Avenger.
There you go. Thank you all
Avengers.
so much for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll talk to you on the preview show this Wednesday. We'll see you then.